The physical effects of climate change can be seen physically in all sorts of different climates. They can be viewed as both positive and negative depending on how you look at it and what side you are on. The effects of climate change include heat waves, droughts, wildfires, storms, a change of average temperature, melting ice, a loss or change in habitat, ocean warming, and the extinction of species that are highly dependent on a certain type of environment. The physical effects of climate change can be grouped into three categories: change in atmosphere, biosphere, and hydrosphere. Some negative atmospheric effects like droughts and heat waves can cause the deaths of those in poor condition and will lead to other complications, such as a low crop yield for that year or the destruction of homes and forest, as is the case with wildfires. Most atmospheric effects like droughts and heat waves can be mitigated by modern technology, but in the end, the technology can often cause other problems. When a drought hits, the Paris farmer can use irrigation to water their crops, but in some cases this can cause the lake in the area where water is being drawn upon to dry out. A positive atmospheric effect is a longer time period with summer-like condition. Even though hotter temperatures are desirable, it comes with a high cost. The heat waves that come will be much hotter, which could lead to the death of many elderly and sick. The physical effects of climate change are not limited to just the atmosphere. There are also the effects of climate change on the hydrosphere. Some of these effects are the melting of Arctic ice, ocean warming, a change in ocean currents, a change in ocean acidification, sea levels rising, and the moderating of future global warming. The ocean is very important to our well-being. In some places it moderates the temperature, and in others it provides a means of transportation. The melting of the Arctic Circle is not necessarily a bad thing. It would create a new trade route from North America to Asia. This new trade route would bring tons of business to the northern regions of Canada, a region that is in need of economic stimulation. The effects on the hydrosphere are, in most cases, quite bad. As the ocean's pH levels rise due to CO2 being dissolved into the water, fish and other species living in the ocean die because the water becomes too acidic. As the water from the glaciers and poles melt, they add more fresh water to the ocean. This fresh water won't rise and fall like normal ocean water because it is less dense, so it will affect the mechanism that drives the ocean currents. There are also the effects of climate change on the biosphere. These are effects such as range shifts, loss or gain of habitat, extinction, longer growing seasons, and faster plant growth. A U.S. water conservation laboratory found that a 300 part per million increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide, CO2, concentration generally increases plant growth by approximately 30%. A longer growing season will leave years where there is no drought to be very productive. Coral reefs, a habitat for marine life, are dying because small increases in temperature can leave the water unsuitable for fish. These are ancient structures that are built up over thousands of years. Black-legged ticks, one of the many invasive animals that benefited from the increased temperatures, now call much of Lower Canada home. This is great for the ticks, but is causing many complications for the native wildlife and humans in the area. The physical effects of climate change can be seen as both positive and negative, depending on how you view the situation. The physical effects of climate change are in most cases negative, but they all have a silver lining, and if technology allows for it, climate change may not even matter.